Hello, everyone. Welcome to a Darius solo top commentary. Um, I wanted to I wanted to put this out here because I wanted to discuss why it is that I like Darius. Because, I mean, you might say, "Oh, well, why are you using Darius? He's an early game snowball champion." And I'm like, I know, he's an early game snowball champion. But right now, I am reaching right now for an AD caster that is viable and that I can use effectively. Um, Talon is way too aggressive for my playstyle. He has to be aggressive at level like 6 at mid lane. Granted, he can do a lot with it, but that's only if you've farmed a bit with your. It's only if you farmed a bit to get to that point, and you have to be impeccable at farming to do that. Also, it's Talon falls off really hard because he doesn't have anything to keep his damage strong all game. He has his passive, but it doesn't help very much, and it's kind of unreliable because slows don't really last as long as you need them to. You have to do your burst really, really fast in order for that passive to be used effectively. Pantheon is another one that's problematic because he also falls off really hard. Especially if he doesn't get like 2 kills. He needs 2 kills to even be relevant. I mean, he can't even have farm and then be relevant after that, really, because a lot of people are just going to build armor anyway for the AD carry, so what was the point of you playing Pantheon? You could play somebody that did as much damage as Pantheon later on, and had tankiness, so what was the point? And Urgot top, it's pretty weak, to be honest, nowadays, especially with all the things that they nerfed about Urgot. Pre-nerf Urgot, it could work. I mean, but it wouldn't work against a lot of matchups because you need mobility and at top lane for the most part. And that's another weakness of Darius top, is that if they're smart and if they gank you like twice, you're gonna be hurting. You're gonna be hurting for, especially during mid game where he's weaker. Like, he's weaker than he is at early game, at mid game, but then he gets strong again at late game because his ult damage is so high. That's the only redeeming quality, though, is that his ultimate scales pretty well throughout the entire game. But the rest of his damage doesn't. That's the main problem. But the thing is that I like about Darius is that he's a lot of fun to play. He's a lot of fun to be aggressive with. Because at top lane, I'm learning that I like to be aggressive top lane because that's pretty much how you have to play top lane these days. If you play a farm lane at top lane, unless you can really get us away effectively, you have to be aggressive, and that is a problem. That's a huge problem if you have to be aggressive at top lane. If you have to be aggressive at top lane and you aren't, and then you treat it like a farm lane, then the other person is going to pick like Renekton or someone else like that, and just be aggressive all day long. That's the reason I don't really like. That's the main reason I just don't really like. The one reason I don't really like the matchups with Jace is because that's what it's like. It's a farm lane, and then they can poke you and get in your face, and you're probably dead. That's another problem with how Hecarim top and Gangplank top. That's someone I really want to talk about. Gangplank top used to be really good back when the meta was different. The metagame used to be much different than it is now. Top lane was a farm fest. That's what it was. You'd have characters like York that poked and kept that farm fest from happening, though. That's about when the aggressive top started, though, was when York kind of came out, and definitely when Riven came out. Like, Riven was the offset of trying to shut down those slow late game characters, those slow to late game characters, I mean. The early game characters just started just popping out like flies after Riven started becoming popular, because Riven is too strong right now. I mean, I'm gonna say that right now. Riven is way too strong. The only time she kind of stops being strong is mid-game, just like Darius, but she can build flat AD and have a shield that shields her for like 500 damage. I mean, from like 300 or 400 damage or something, by like by mid-game. I mean, she can be tanky by mid-game, but she can't really be damaging. But then when late game happens and she's got her full build and Guardian Angel, she is pretty much unkillable, unless she's really, really stupid. Also, this Nidalee was bullying me out really hard, because she was smart, to a degree. Her intelligence kind of was selective, I think, because there were some parts where I'm like, what are you doing, Nidalee? What were you doing? What were you thinking there? You'll see one coming up pretty soon here. But yeah, I like this guy with the giant axe. He's so satisfying when you hit anything with him. That's one thing I'll give certain Leap credit for in designing this champion, is that he knew how to please a player, but he didn't know how to please a team. That's the thing. That's the offset of this character, is that he doesn't... I mean, he fits a team, but he doesn't fit team design. It's like he'll... hang on, I think... there we go. Well, Corky died. Again. He doesn't really fit team designs very well, because he's got no real mobility. He's got a grab, but if you want to grab that badly, just get Blitzcrank. It's like... it doesn't really make much sense to me why you wouldn't. I mean, like... yeah, I don't know why she was trying to get CS after that. I just don't really understand. And, yeah, that's my first kill. And at this point, it's going to get even worse, because I'm going back to get more silly items. And Scone Thief's on a rampage at 7 minutes of the game. But he gets shut down by Hecarim because Eli was getting too careless, because he's scrubbalicious and he's a bad player. Let's see. Okay, so I went ahead and got Ninja Tabby and Cloth Armor, because that's one of the things that I laugh about when people go AD Nidalee, is I go, okay, I'll get a Wriggles and a Cloth Armor and I'll be fine, because not only does your damage fall off as an AD Nidalee, but it's easily mitigated. With AP Nidalee, it's a lot harder to defend against AP Nidalee. It's a lot harder. If you get MR, your spears, if you get Magic Pen, will still do like 800 damage. It mainly has to do with the fact that AP casters are very much favored in this game. I might get a bit of disagreement in that, but think about how many things there are to mitigate against AP carries. There aren't very many good MR items, other than, like, I don't know why that didn't hit her. I mean, the axe was clearly right on top of her, but I guess skill shot bug too OP. She's really afraid to get close to me. For good reason. And, yeah, so, I mean, also, I'm just not afraid of Nidalee in general, because most Nidalees don't really know how to play her very well. I mean, I'm sure she's strong in certain places. Again, the axe clearly was right on top of her. I don't understand how that didn't hit her. And she heals herself, but I go ahead and just keep last hitting and dodging her spears, and it's no big deal. Yeah, like, I used to be really annoyed by Nidalee when I was first starting to play, because of the spears damage and stuff. I've been playing, by the way, since the Lee Sin patch, so, like... I don't know why she's tried to do that. I just ignite her, and down she goes. Yeah, and Lux is not dead. Weird. I'd expect her ultimate to have gone out, his ultimate to have gone out or something. There we go. Oh, no, it doesn't do enough damage. But I think he accidentally got Hecarim, because I don't think he saw him. Oh, wait, no, this was... let me rewind, I'm sorry. I have to rewind to that part. Blah, 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 I kill her, and then that. Okay, and then here's the part where I think this is the part where Hecarim comes through, or... Oh, no. No, that comes later. Never mind. So yeah, he goes back into the jungle. Karthus is like, oop, I'm winding up my ultimate. And he's dead. Yeah. That Hecarim gets pretty unintelligent throughout the duration of this game. I think the only really quote-unquote good player on their team was like Lux or something. I mean, they weren't terrible. They were just using outdated mechanics and outdated builds. Nidalee was going AP/AD Nidalee. Was going hybrid. I haven't seen that in a while, I'll tell you that. It was pretty silly, I think. So Lee Sin is just kind of behind, actually. Oh wait, no more behind than Corky is. In fact, less. And there we go. Oh no, I don't really care about your damage, Nidalee. Come at me. You're going to die, Nidalee. Why the hell didn't you go in, Lee Sin? Lee Sin, go in, please. So that Q hits, but we're not catching her because she's Nidalee and I'm Darius. Ow. See, look, like, the spears still do a lot of damage. Like, I don't know why people don't go AP Nidalee. People go, oh, it's a gimmick. Like, that whole thing is a gimmick, and it's like, not really. It's not really a gimmick, it's what she's best at. I mean, she's best at poking, really. I mean, I don't understand why Hecarim thought he could do damage. That's something I find myself saying a lot. Hecarim isn't really supposed to do early damage. I don't understand why people think he is. That's why they say he sucks, is because they always try to do early damage. When their primary role, right, at like early game is as a disabler and as someone that can stay alive and as someone that can stay around his team and infinitely sustain. So why people think they can go early damage with him is beyond me. Unless you have like a brutalizer or something. Which I wouldn't really suggest getting on Hecarim unless you... Excuse me. Unless you want like... Unless you want a early damage and an early Yomu's Ghost Blade or something. Which I would more suggest getting an early Trinity Force, which is not really what he was doing. He got boots of speed for whatever reason. If you're gonna go extra move speed with Hecarim, that's fine. But go roaming boots. Don't go boots of speed. Boots of speed are just mediocre. With Darius, though, it's... The reason I haven't really been commenting on Darius is that he's just kind of straightforward. You get close to them, go Q, then you pull them if they're too far away from you. If they're not, then you can use your W to slow their attack speed and their movement speed. And then you go ahead and there we go, blah blah blah, that damage. That's a lot of damage, and I can heal myself as much as she can, so I come out ahead in trades. Lee Sin got killed again. I don't know... Okay, so... Yeah, he's got 5 kills at 13 minutes. Not too bad, if I do say so myself. I've only got 1, so I mean, actually I've got 2, but it's better... He's doing better than I can hope to admit. Missing those spears all around. Oh man, I finally got a hook like that. I don't understand why. Also, I didn't want to go in on that because I just didn't feel comfortable about diving in Italy and having her kite me around the turret. Though to be fair, I probably could have pushed this turret, and when she got close to me and tried to hit me, then I could have just, like, killed her, but... For some reason, sometimes I get a bit too cautious. especially since I had a ward right there, so I would have seen whenever Hecarim was trying to get through the jungle. Plus, he was getting blue, so I could have made that dive easy. But yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of CSing here. And I finally get another grab. And I should have probably ulted later, but I didn't want him to get away. Okay, here's the part. And wow, that damage. Okay. And then... blah blah blah. I don't remember if... I don't remember how...
Purple team double kill.
Oh boy, Lee Sin is being dealt a lot of damage. And I kill Lux because I'm a badass. I could have ulted there, but I didn't have mana, so I couldn't have ulted there. If that makes any sense. Also, I got more gold because assist gold is great. Yeah, so I've got 4 kills. Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, so 4 kills as Darius. I'd say I'm pretty snowball-y. I'm... like, that's the thing, is like, I kind of like snowball champions, but not for the most part. I don't I wouldn't like Darius if he was not an AD caster. That is what I will say. That is what my final verdict will be. So yeah, I'm just kind of farming here, farming golems, blah blah blah. Let's fast forward. So yeah, I get a giant belt, and wow, Skunk Thief is unstoppable. Hey, Scone, why are you tanking the tower so long? And I'm like, I'm coming, guys. I'm coming to do nothing. Don't worry. If Lux does something, I will kill her. I wanted to kill her anyway. Because I hate her brother. Garen is an ass. Yeah, look at my axe. Look how awesome it is and stuff. It's compensating for a lack of a lower region. But don't tell the other soldiers, they might laugh at me. Let's go through this. Let's watch Lux as she fails at map awareness. Because I am clearly coming for her and she did not even think to check that. And I smack an axe right on top of her head and she explodes. Just, I loved Cho'Gath as it was, and then Darius came out and I was like, he's Cho'Gath except with an ultimate that refreshes. Okay. And so, yeah, pretty exciting. Oh man, if she hadn't flashed though. And if Blitz had landed that grab. No, how did you die to a hybrid Kale, you bad Blitz, you bled Blitzcrank player? Must kill Corki. Must kill Kale, says Lee Sin. So he did. And I destroy the blue team's turret because I am the Hand of Noxus. I am apparently a giant hand, everybody. I fail at being, like, dunky at all. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to fast forward again because you probably don't want to just watch me get items. With Darius, I want to talk about how you build them because it's pretty situational. For the most part, you pretty much always want Wriggles and Frozen Mallet. There are a few times where you wouldn't, like if you've got... well, actually, there's no times where you wouldn't, because getting a Trinity Force on Darius is kind of pointless, at least in my humble opinion. And for the most part, I'm just focusing on farming, and as you can see, I'm catching up to Karthus in farm, which made me really happy. He's got more gold than me, but whatever. I've got about as much as CS as he does. And I'm like, no! No, Karthus, why you die? And then I went ahead and tried to push the turret because I could. Another problem I have with Darius is that I always like sticking power on my tanky DPSs. Or something of the sort that helps them stick onto them really well. Darius has his slow, but it's kind of unreliable, especially if someone dashes. And his grab has a really long cooldown, so if you miss it, you're kind of boned for the rest of the team fight. So, that's really what I have to say about Darius in terms of that. I still like his crippling strike, though. It's really strong for certain matchups. Darius's matchups are, for the most part, pretty positive. I mean, like, there's not a horrible amount, large amount of champions that can counter him. There are ones that can counter him a lot, though. That's the thing. He's got Malphite to contend with because although his early game isn't as strong as Darius's is, Malphite will be unkillable as the game continues. And I wanted this Hecarim because he was pushing top and I wanted to kill him very badly, but I'm terrible at sticking on to people, so I couldn't catch him. Oh man, and then I said in the chat, he doesn't show it, but I said in the chat, damn it, almost pentakill. Because that's pretty much what I feel like all Darius players think about, like, oh man, I wanted a pentakill with my ultimate because I'm awesome. But, you know, I'm Darius. I'm just Darius and I kill things. Oh man, Hecarim finally got Trinity Force. Hopefully he'll maybe do something with it, but I'm pretty sure he won't. Just pretty sure. And like I said, you've probably seen Ezreal on like 70% of these kills. He's good. He's a little ahead right now, as you can see by his score. Oh man, that Corki was dead. That Corki was not dead. What am I saying? Karthus didn't have his ultimate. That makes me sad. Makes me a sad monkey. Stop tanking the tower all day. Why are you bad? Stop being bad, scum thief. And I was telling him that. I'm like, you're bad. Stop being bad. Because he's bad. And I killed Kale because I'm awesome. But I'm like, no, I don't want to get killed by the turret. It's okay. I went ahead and did as much damage as I could to Lux first. Probably wouldn't have killed her, but whatever. Why not try? The Lee Sin was probably their weakest link, but it's okay because we were okay. We were a little ahead, as a little bit, only by 10,000 gold. And yeah, look at this. Scone Thief's got an Infinity Edge and a Triforce, so I'm pretty sure he's going to destroy everyone. By the end of the game, I'm pretty sure he said he had something like 350 AD or something. So that was pretty funny. I have 6 kills, but I also have 1 death. I was going for a Hex Drinker this game because Lux was like the only one that could kill me. I was also thinking about getting a Force of Nature just so Lux did completely bad damage against me. Because unlike what most people think, you don't just have to build damage all game, especially once you get your what's it called? Your Mob Malmortius. Once you get Mob Malmortius, you're going to be doing a lot of damage when you're at low health. And your ultimate's going to be hitting for over 1,000, so that's one thing you have to look forward to, is that if you build tanky, it's not going to hurt you a whole lot. That's why a lot of people are like, oh, he's OP, blah, blah, blah. He's not OP because he has a lot of offsets. He's got the fact that he's just terrible at sticking on to people. He's really bad at getting away from bad situations. As someone once described, he's an all or nothing. He's an all-in or nothing champion. As you can see right here, I wanted to get an ult in on him, but that burst was too high for me. I probably could have gotten away if I didn't get greedy, but where's the fun in that? I almost killed Kale. Actually, I didn't. So I don't know why I did that. Because I'm ahead and I like to do ballsy things. That's why. And Hecarim is starting to get to that point where it's like he's really strong and stuff, but at this point it doesn't really matter. I mean, he can't really contend with an Ezreal that has 273 health, and that's also getting a Last Whisper. It's a little impossible for him to do that. So I'm up right now, and I don't remember what I got here. I didn't get a Warmogs because I already had a Frozen Mallet, and I like Frozen Mallet on Darius, because if you don't get Frozen Mallet and you have to rely on red buff, that's a red buff away from your AD carry for one thing, and for second off, it's just, he just doesn't have that much sticking power. Like I said, he just suffers in that area. If I want sticking power, I'd probably say I'd go with someone with a lot of CC like Wukong or something. Wukong doesn't have really sticking power, but he doesn't let someone get away so easily. Another person I'd probably go for in terms of sticking power is probably Singed. And by the way, the reason I haven't been picking Singed very much is primarily because that was a double ultimate right there, and that was really sick. I thought I really liked that. Yeah, I go for a mob Malmortius, and this game, I mean, this time I like do my best to protect Scone because he's really like balls deep everywhere because he's really confident. I try to protect him, but I'd fail at it because I'm bad at protecting people. And Lux explodes. I don't know why Scone Thief didn't try to lifesteal off of freaking minions, but again, whatever floats your boat, man. Yeah, Scone Thief kind of two-shots everyone. This is what happens when Ezreal gets bad. Again, my axe went right through him, and it didn't... And I'm like, Scone Thief, why did you go back in with that little health, bro? If I had only waited to use my ultimate, I probably could have killed Kale. That's the thing. And I don't know what they were doing. I think they were trying to two-man Baron for some reason. Which, not the most intelligent decision, to be honest. Let's see, Hecarim's got Triforce and stuff. I also don't know why they didn't surrender. We're going for Baron. We're up, so thank God for that. I'm heading down. Blah blah blah. Okay, so I think this is the last team fight, or rather, Nidalee getting caught. There we go. That was a nice blitz play, helping Karthus get that ultimate kill because of the... And I felt important because I got that turret kill. I believe this is another point where we just don't care and we just dive the fuck out of everything. Also, Corki gets caught and he gets like two-shot, and that was really hilarious. Also, someone was like, oh god, she does damage. Let me see how much AP she's got. She's got, oh wow, she's got about 400 AP. I don't think many of us accounted for that. No, Karthus, you died, you baddie. And I'm like, why you do this, Blitzcrank? Why you take my kill? You mean person. It's okay. We went balls to the wall there, but it didn't matter. Oh god, and then, alright, let's watch Scone Thief for a little bit, because this is a really funny part. Alright. So Corky goes in, tries to 1v1 a fed Ezreal, and dies in 2 shots. Alright, but that's not the end of it. It's like... Hang on, let me... Oh boy. So Blitz is... I mean, I can't really submit this to awesome plays and shit, but like... This is a pretty funny play. So, he's like... He wants both of them, so he tries to go in. Ezreal kites him and stuff, and then kills him. Oh, okay, so Ezreal's alive still, but he's staying. Alright. Oh, and they both want him. They both want him really badly. So they go ahead and get kited by an Ezreal. I don't think anything happens from this, though. Oh, well, yeah, it does. So she gets 2 shots. Nidalee wants some of this, so Blitzcrank is going to protect the hell out of her and do a damn better job than I did. He almost dies to that E, but thank God for lack of MR. And, again, he almost dies to... Oh my god, just... They all wanted him so bad, and they all died to him afterwards. It was great. Good lord, just freaking Ezreal. Freaking Eli, man. With the plays. With the Ezreal plays. With the plays. Oh man, and then here comes Hecarim. And I'm like, nice try, Hecarim, you're gonna die. I went ahead and cast that like a pro. And here comes the Scone Thief ultimate. Oh boy, it got nobody. And I'm like, I want to kill more things. And then Lee Sin's like, okay bro, I'll get you a kill. And I'm like, no, you didn't get me a kill, baddie. You guys are bad. Report Lee Sin, please, because he got me no kills. He didn't give me kills at all. And stuff. I wanted more kills and my team didn't give me more kills, so report them all. So, yeah, that was just me being a troll and being Darius and destroying everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and favorite, comment, or like, or subscribe to my douchebaggery. And I'll catch you all later. See ya.